Yo, what's good, yo? Yo, Crispy. Corona, how's it going, bro? Good morning. Happy Monday. Back to it. Back to it. I feel like this is pointed down too much. Whatever. Ooh, I see. There we go. How's it going? How's it going, Jams? How's it going, guys? Mad promos on PP. Are there? Are there? I haven't even looked yet. Are there a bunch of promos on today? That's crazy. You changed your name? No, I didn't. This is just my other account. This one seems to do better. So hopefully we can stay on this one. That'd be dope. But yeah, we're gonna have a big day today. I don't have any promos on PP. That sucks. I don't have any promos. Hopefully we can bounce back today. Yeah, Kata 11.5. I got you. I'll take a look. Kata. How's it going, YouTube? How's it going, TikTok? Appreciate you guys hopping on in. Hope y'all had a great weekend. Kata 11.5 points. Get to match against the Pacers. This season, Kata. Ooh, you got Jaylen Brown doubtful. I did not know that. Jaylen Brown's doubtful? How did I not know that? Jaylen Brown's doubtful. Probably not going to play today. I don't think it affects really Kata that much. It'll affect those guards. Yeah. Jaylen Brown is doubtful. It'll affect the likes of Peyton Pritchard, Derek White. I don't know. I don't really like this Kata spot's nothing crazy. I mean, this season 11.5 points. Yeah, he's went over this line in both games without Jaylen Brown, but I think that doesn't really correlate that well. He still gets the same amount of minutes. I'm a big guy on volume, right? Without Jaylen Brown, he's still playing 22 and 21 minutes. Doesn't seem like anything crazy. You're getting a matchup against the Pacers. Yes, it's a solid matchup, 100%, but he's only went over this line in 31% of games when you're looking at Neemias Queta, 11.5 points. Yeah, not a huge fan there. Crazy they do only targeted promos, I guess. Yeah, they really do. The second you start losing, they'll put a little promo in there. Can you look at DeMar DeRozan for 3 threes? Probably not. I'm not even going to. DeMar DeRozan probably hasn't even hit 3 threes in any games. So yeah, I'm probably not going to look at that. 3 threes? For DeMar DeRozan? Yeah, I'm probably not looking at that. That just seems like a random thing. Kata for boards? Why do a lot of people like Kata today? Am I missing something? It is a good matchup for boards. It really is. This season, Kata's went over more than 8.5 rebounds in only 36% of games. Yeah, it's a good matchup against the Pacers, who allow the 3rd most rebounds to opposing teams. They allow the 10th most rebounds to opposing centers. But I'm not a huge fan of this. I mean, like, yeah, Jaylen Brown's not playing, but I don't think it really matters that much for Kata. And that's just my opinion. And you can see, the 2 games that Jaylen Brown didn't play, it didn't matter. He only had 5 and 4 rebounds. So, yeah, I don't know. I'm not a huge fan of this spot here for Kata. I'm not a huge fan of that spot there for Kata. And those of you on YouTube here, let me review the play. I'll review the play to y'all in a sec. I need to do this on... I forgot I changed this. One sec, YouTube. I'm trying to make the live streams on YouTube way better. I took a little break. Najee Marshall, Nick Claxton. More than 16.5 points and assists for Nick Claxton. Najee Marshall, 20.5 PR. On the more, I remember why I did this. Here we go. There we go. Now you can see the second screen, right? On YouTube? Yes. Wait. Oh, I'm not even looking at the right screens. My screens are all messed up. This has got to be here. One sec. I'm trying to fix something on... There we go. This goes there. This has to be... Huh. Image. I'm trying to make this so everyone can see this. That works. Want to get off that? That doesn't work. One sec. I'm trying to figure something out, and honestly, if that doesn't work, it's fine. Yeah, it's fine. I'll figure it out later. But as long as y'all can see, yeah. All right, we're good there. Sorry. One sec. Claxton for what? Here. I'll talk about the play or the ones that I like so far. Of course, nothing here is guaranteed. These are just stats and props that I like. It's Najee Marshall, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. Najee Marshall, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. And Nick Claxton, more than 16.5 points and assists. Nick Claxton, points and assists, 16.5 points and assists for Nick Claxton. Najee Marshall, 20.5 points and rebounds. All right, Crispy. Jarrett Allen, 12.5 points when facing teams bottom 10 in transition. He's 6 of 7 and good putback and pick and roll matchup. You're saying Allen, why transition? Yeah, I mean, transition's only 13% of his points. You know what I'm saying? I feel like yeah, that's a solid look like what you're saying, but that's not that impactful of a stat. The transition only accounts for 2.2 of his points. Does that make sense? Like if you were saying, I think you're trying to reach for a good amount of something. Like if it was his best play type or his best zone, then yeah. But this zone for him against the Jazz is pretty tough, and it's not like anyone is out for the Cavs. Yeah, I probably wouldn't take this spot here for Jarrett Allen. Just looking at that. I mean, 12.5 points this season. Not a huge fan. Are we going to hit Pimp Got the Premium this past Friday? Hopefully, man. We've been on a little slide, and I'm not gonna lie about that. Exclusive. How's it going, man? How's it going, boss? You see the slip here? Changing it up. Changing it up. I'm guessing no, it's points and assists for Claxton, 20.5 or 20.5 for Najee Marshall, points and rebounds, and then Claxton 16.5 points and assists. I did, bro. I just landed. Crazy. Nice switch up. Hopefully it's good. But every time we get to 5K likes, I'll say it again. I don't like talking about the plays every single time. But next time we get to 5K likes, I'll say it again. 10K likes, I'll explain it, say it again. And we'll go from there. And then we'll go from there. Why is this? I don't know. My YouTube thing's all messed up. I need to fix that. All right, let's actually look up some stuff. 20.5 PR. Yeah, exactly. Clippers or Hornets. I don't do any of that. I'm actually going to that game. So, Clippers probably. They're playing at home. I guess the only concern is Kawhi's not playing. The Hornets have been playing really well, so that's cool. I'm glad to see LaMelo's playing. Concanipple's playing. Miles Bridges is probable. So they're playing all their guys here, which is cool. My only concern, yeah, Kawhi's questionable. I think Kawhi's going to play. I think he's going to dominate this matchup. Favorite Goblin? I didn't do any Goblins yet today, but I can tell you the best Goblin right now. I can tell you the best Goblin. One sec. Just based off of expected value, the best Goblin's going to be Sandro Mamukelashvili, more than 9.5 points, or Danny Wolf, more than 5.5 points. Those are two pretty good ones. Ooh, Sam Merrill, more than 9.5 points and assists is a really good Goblin. Really good Goblin. Every 5K likes, I'll talk about it. I'll talk about the play every 5K likes. But right now, I'm just looking at what we got right here. Just going to be looking for anything that you guys are looking at. Or answering questions. White under 24? His points line's at 24? Yeah, 24 is high for White. Yeah, I know Jaylen Brown's not playing. But 24 is so high for Derek White. I think 24 is very high for Derek White. He's had 2 games without Jaylen Brown. He went 5 of 20 in one of them, had 15 points, and had 12 of 21 in the other one, had 30 points. I don't know, man. Without Brown, he's gonna have so much usage. Without Brown, he has so much more usage. I don't mind Peyton Pritchard. Peyton Pritchard's is an interesting spot. Or like, how about Simons? Like, the thing that the Pacers give are a lot of points in the paint, in the restricted area, in the mid-range. So I'm trying to look for a guy like that. I think Pritchard is that guy. I think Pritchard's the guy that's going to step up today without Jaylen Brown. I like Pritchard. He's solid. I don't mind Pritchard here. Let's see what the best thing we can get for Pritchard. Pritchard. We get to 5K likes, I'll talk about the play. It's Najee Marshall, 20.5 points and rebounds, and then Nick Claxton, 16.5 points and assists. But we get to 5K likes, I'll explain it further. Peyton Pritchard. Yeah, nothing's really that valuable for Peyton. Oh, 22.5 points for Peyton Pritchard looks pretty solid. Peyton Pritchard, 22.5. That does not seem bad. Wish I could fix this. This has to be fantasy optimizer last year. I want to fix this thing on YouTube. One sec. This one has to be fantasy optimizer. This one is plays. I don't even know, bro. I'll fix this later. Did that work? Nah, it's just double piecing. All right. Hit rate on free plays, have no idea. I don't hit them all. But I like to think that I hit more often than not. But it's also like it's only one piece of the pie every single day. Of course, I'm going to be confident in this play, but you're not going to get the whole piece. You're not going to get the whole value of everything that I give out because you're only getting one piece of the pie, if that makes sense. The rest of my plays, again, are going to be in the premium. I only have this play so far, and I'm writing down more plays that I like, more props, more stats that I like. But yeah, I mean, I do try to hit these things. At the end of the day, people know here that I don't hit all these things every single day. We get to 5K, like I said. We get to 5K likes, I will say this play again. You do straights as you should. Straights are the best way to go. Claxton points and Najee PR. Claxton points and assists. That's what I have. Kawhi points tonight. If he plays, I think he's in a good spot, but he is questionable today. 26.5 points. Looks pretty good. He's questionable. I think he got hurt in last game. Yeah, he got hurt last game. He only played 31 minutes. So yeah, I'll just wait for that one. Bryce over PRA, Nurkic over rebounds. Sensible. Bryce Sensible. Who are they playing? They have everyone pretty much healthy, the Jazz. I don't know why. I mean, Bryce Sensible has been hooping. I mean, they lost by 55. They played 30 minutes. Like, let's look at games where everyone is healthy for this team. Like Nurkic, Bailey, Keontae, Laurie. That's probably good enough. Yeah, he's been hooping in the last 3 games. Bryce Sensible has. But still, I don't really like this spot. The matchup against the Cavs isn't the best thing in the world. I'd probably stay away from Bryce. It's just hard to tell. If these guys were out, yeah, Bryce has a clearer picture of minutes, starting minutes, volume. But in this spot where all these guys are back for the Jazz, I'm not a huge fan of Bryce. Are you posting any free plays later, like in the Discord or on YouTube? On YouTube, I have to, I'll wait for tonight, and I'll drop a play on YouTube tonight. Every time I take Con 15 points, he drops under. That's just tough. You got to try to look into the matchup, I guess. Matchup here against the Clippers isn't terrible. 15 points for Con doesn't seem terrible. Yeah, 15 looks kind of great if you're doing 15. Mero for 8. Yeah, Mero's matchup's really good. Mero's one of the most popular plays on the board. He started today at 11.5. He's at 13.5 now. That's crazy. It's a really good match against the Jazz. He's been on fire. You can't go wrong with 8, I don't think. It's a really good 3-point match for him, too. Aries, exactly, Aries. That's the play. That's the play. If you guys want to see it, it's there. 8 points, yeah, I don't mind that. Nurkic, 8.5 rebounds. Nurkic, 8.5 rebounds. Against the Cavs, he's at 12.5 points. 8.5 rebounds. Wow, he's been killing it. I didn't even know Nurkic was like that. 8.5 rebounds, 65% of games. You take out Walker Kessler, 69% of games without Walker Kessler, which he's been out for a minute. You get a match against the Cavs, who allowed the 10th most rebounds to opposing teams. Yeah, this is not terrible. 4th most rebounds to opposing centers. The concern here is that they're 14-point underdogs, but even then, it's not a terrible spot here. He's going to be parked in the paint against Allen, against Mobley. If this game doesn't blow out, Nurkic should hit that 8.5 rebounds line, but a 13-point spread is kind of worrisome. I don't mind it. Day'Ron Sharpe, 15.5 PRA, 13 out of 21 with 15 minutes. Should see a bump in usage as Cam Thomas will most likely sit in a good matchup. Yeah, Sharpe is in a really good spot. But with that spot, Crispy, I like Claxton more. To be honest. And if you're getting 15.5 PRA for Sharpe, sure. It's a really good match against the Mavs. Like you said, no Anthony Davis, maybe no Gafford. Like Day'Ron Sharpe should absolutely eat. But I like Claxton more because his minutes are secured. You're gonna get your hopefully high 20s, low 30 minutes from Claxton. It's a similar matchup against the Mavs, and he's proven to do it. So, yes, I like Nick Claxton more. You don't think Nurkic is going to be on the limit? Why is Nurkic going to be on the limit? If they're going to play him, he's not going to be on a minutes limit. He played 31, 34, 26. Unless I'm seeing something wrong, I don't see anything crazy. I filmed myself going 47-51 from 3 in basketball. Check out my highlights. Hell yeah, man. Congrats. That's dope. That's awesome. I put my rent on these 2 picks. I wouldn't do that. At the end of the day, you have to follow a unit system. And you can't just rely on just one play. And that's the guy making the play. Yeah. Or having to... I mean, that's up to you if you want to do it. I'm not going to control you, but... Definitely not a safe way to do it. Also like Claxton 11.5. Yeah, I like that for Claxton. I took 16.5 points and assists. That's more of like a normal line. If you're doing Claxton there, it's probably an Alton line. I don't like how this is so... There we go. That's better. Ooh. That's better. All right. You think I should stay away from rebounds or take Jarrett 7.5? What do you mean stay away from rebounds? Jarrett Allen is not terrible at 7.5. If you can get at a 7.5, yeah, 7.5 is not terrible. It's a good matchup. They allow average rebounds to centers, but they allow the 7th most rebounds overall. 7.5 is not bad for Jarrett Allen. Yeah, if you're getting 7.5, that's very altered. I'm trying to stay to the normal plays. Guys, 5K likes, and I'll talk about the plays. I'll go in depth about the plays every 5K likes, just because I don't want to repeat it all the time. Peyton or Derek White points today. I like Peyton Pritchard. I think Peyton Pritchard's matchup is better. He doesn't rely as much on the 3 ball, where Derek White is purely, or a good amount more, reliant on the 3 ball, and the Pacers guard the 3 ball really well. Peyton Pritchard's usage should go up in the pick and roll with the ball in his hands, and that's where the Pacers give up points. They don't give up points to spot up shooters, and I'm going to rely more on Peyton Pritchard as a creator, ball handler in this matchup against the Pacers that favors him in that creator ball handler role without Jaylen Brown. But with Derek White, more often than not, he's more so catch and shoot, and that matchup for catch and shoot for Derek White is tougher. Very tough catch and shoot matchup here against the Pacers. The Pacers give a lot of points in the restricted area, in the paint, in the mid-range, and Peyton Pritchard does more of his impact in these areas. 22.5 points for Peyton Pritchard does look pretty solid. 22.5 points for Peyton Pritchard looks pretty solid there, I'm not going to lie. That's the only thing I have written down so far besides the plays that I have. Where else are you streaming on TikTok? But on YouTube, I'm trying to grow. You can find the plays every single day on my YouTube. It's very easy to look at that. Yeah. I'm trying to fix that YouTube thing. I'll do it after this live, to be honest. Are you a full-time? No, not full-time. I think it's impossible to be a full-time. Daniel Gafford for under PRA. Hit 22 out of... No. See, if you're doing Daniel Gafford and you're looking under PRA, under 22 or 22 out of 28 games, you have to know the reason why his spot is here. It's because Anthony Davis is out and Daniel Gafford is going to start at the 5 if he plays. Same thing with Peyton Pritchard. You can't just look at the whole game without knowing who's playing, who's not playing. But yeah, if you want to learn that, definitely hop into the Discord. We can teach you out there. It's like, you have to know who's playing, who's not playing, all these things. So what's the point of going live, doing this, and not showing the play? They don't allow us to show the play. I wish I could. That's why I'm saying every 5K likes, I'll talk about it. We're about at 5K likes. If I could, I would. If I could, I would. You hated me last time with Queen double. I didn't hate you last time. I don't like taking Derek Queen because of the minutes. And you can see the last game with Queen. Yeah, that game he went off. And I was actually thinking about that same comment when he went off. I knew someone was going to come in and say that. Next game against Orlando, he only plays 28 minutes, doesn't do anything, right? It's like Derek Queen will just go play games and have amazing triple-doubles, amazing games. He had a good matchup against the Wizards. Then you'll go and follow up the next game and only play 25, 26 minutes. It's just very hard to predict Queen's minutes. But yeah, 5K likes. Here's the play. If you guys want to write it down, it's up to you. The props I like today, or the stats I like today, nothing is guaranteed in the space. It's just things that I like. It's in the same game too, so you have some sort of correlation there. But Najee Marshall, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. Najee Marshall, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. And then Nick Claxton, more than 16.5 points and assists. Najee Marshall, 20.5 points and rebounds. And Nick Claxton, more than 16.5 points and assists. Just very good matchups for both of them. Najee Marshall, there's no Anthony Davis, no PJ Washington, possibly no Brandon Williams, and no Daniel Gafford, possibly. He's been really good already. this season without PJ Washington. Just without PJ Washington, he's averaging 22 points and rebounds in his 9 games. Now you take out Anthony Davis, it's even better. 26.7 points and rebounds without Anthony Davis and PJ Washington. And you're giving him a good matchup against the Nets today as 4-point favorites, where they're favored to win. He scores 29% of his points in transition, 26% of his points spotting up. That's a top 4, top 2 matchup against the Mavs, or against the Nets. And his best zone is in the restricted area where he scores 40% of his points. That's a top 6 matchup as well. So, good matchup. Bigger opportunity without Anthony Davis, without Washington, and hopefully a lesser concern of a blowout because they're 4-point favorites. If they're blowing them out, they're going to be the ones hopefully blowing them out because they're 4-point favorites, like I said. Nothing here is perfect. Nothing here is perfect, but these are the stats that I'm going to provide for y'all. The next one, on the other side, you hope the game stays close with that 6-point spread, and Nick Claxton dominates his spot too. 16.5 points and assists for Nick Claxton. He scores 74% of his points in the restricted area. If someone types it, I'll pin it. If someone types it, I'll pin it. How confident on this play? Should I nuke it? No, never nuke a play. I mean, it's up to you at the end of the day, whatever you want to do, but that's not the way how you're going to be successful in this space. But everyone wants to do it. I get it. 16.5 points and assists for Nick Claxton. This season only went over this line in 56% of games. But now you're giving him a matchup against the Mavs without Anthony Davis, possibly without Daniel Gafford, and against a team who already allowed the 2nd most points in the restricted area, 8th most points in the paint. That's what's that? 94% of his points in a top 2 or top 6 or top 2 or top 8 matchup in the restricted area in the paint. Now, you filter in teams who allow top 10 points in the restricted area. Just top 10 points in the restricted area. The Mavs allow top 2 points in the restricted area. Just top 10 this season. He's averaging 20.5 points in assists in his 11 games, going more on this line in 10 out of 11 of them. Going more on this line in 10 out of 11 of them. So yeah, really good spot here for Nick Claxton. Hopefully this game stays close. You correlate that. If this game stays close or somehow goes into overtime, you're more likely to hit both spots. If the game blows out, you're going to miss both spots regardless. So that's why I like correlating plays like that in the same game. All right, that's enough yapping for me. 10K, and I'll say it again. Aries, thank you. There you are. There we are. All right, what's good, Philip? Cooper Flag 22. I actually don't like Cooper Flag here today. I don't like Cooper Flag here today. He should have more ball handling responsibilities. And if you look at on YouTube, you can see why I don't like Cooper Flag. I mean, his zones aren't great. The play types are decent, but it's not as good as Najee Marshall or like Max Christie. Max Christie's in an interesting spot. I don't like Cooper Flag here, especially this pick and roll thing. Anytime he calls for a pick and roll against the Nets today, he's going to get blitz. He's going to get double. I just don't like the point spot too much for Flag. I mean, of course he can hit this spot. But I'd rather take Najee Marshall or Max Christie, and that's my take. That's my take on that. Yeah, Christie's not bad either. Christie's spot up and play types aren't bad. Just bump Najee Marshall. Yeah, they bumped it. Just do the points then, maybe. I would not take the bomb. I was looking at 23.5 PRA as well, and they bumped it too. Yeah, points and assists isn't bad. 15.5 points isn't bad as well. But yeah, they bumped the value on that. They bumped the value on that. Nemhard, 25.5 points and assists. Andrew, isn't he questionable today? Pacers, Nemhard's questionable. Yeah, he's in a questionable spot, so it's very hard to judge. It's not a really good matchup, too, against the Celtics. They do give a lot of above-the-break threes, but they don't give that many points in the pick and roll. You know who's interesting? Nesmith has to be interesting here. 16.5 points for Nesmith is interesting. What's it called? No Mathurin. Still. No Mathurin still. Nesmith is not terrible, but I guess not amazing. Yeah, maybe I don't like it. I was thinking that or McConnell's points. Who are you talking about? Oh, Nesmith or Nemhard or McConnell? I don't like either. I don't think either are in like an amazing matchup. That's just my opinion too at the end of the day. Not a good pick and roll matchup. Not a good transition matchup for McConnell. He uses the pick and roll to score 55% of his points, and you're in a bottom 9 matchup. He probably uses the pick and roll the most compared to any other player when it comes to just weighted, the amount he uses it to score his total amount of points. He scores 55% of his points just purely in the pick and roll. It's crazy. And it's a tough matchup. Like, I take TJ McConnell only when it's a good pick and roll matchup. Not a good spot here for TJ. Craig Porter, 4 rebounds. 4 rebounds for Craig Porter. That sounds kind of gross. He's been playing. No Lonzo Ball. Is Lonzo Ball back? Yeah, he's been playing. No Lonzo last game. No Lonzo the game before. No Donovan or Lonzo. He's been playing because these guys have been out. But when you put all these guys in who are projected to play, yeah, I wouldn't take Craig Porter. I mean, all these games have had someone out, which has allowed Craig Porter to play more minutes. Like last game, he played 26 minutes, no Lonzo Ball, no Dean Wade. No Lonzo Ball, which is a big one. Their backup point guard. Lonzo Ball again was missing the game before that. Donovan Mitchell, Lonzo Ball was missing the game before that. Jarrett Allen was missing the game before that. He's been a good part of the rotation, but we haven't seen it yet with all these guys playing. I don't know. I probably wouldn't take this spot. I just wait for it. Or I just wait for another game or something. What do you think about Jalen Tyson? I don't know about this Cavs rotation. I don't know about this Cavs rotation. And if I'm going to take anyone for the Cavs, it'd definitely be Sam Merrill, even though they keep bumping up his line. Just because the matchup for Sam Merrill is amazing. The restricted area matchup is, or not restricted area, above the break 3 matchup is amazing. Number 1 above the break 3 matchup. Number 2 spot up matchup. Number 3 transition. Number 2 free throw matchup. Number 10, or number 1 pick and roll matchup as well. Yeah, dude, Sam Merrill's in an amazing spot. They keep bumping it up. But even then, bro, this Sam Merrill spot is pretty good. I don't think we ignore it. I think he's just been on fire. Yeah, points and rebounds at 15.5 for Merrill. Let's see that. Merrill's points and rebounds at 15.5. Merrill points and rebounds at 15.5. Yeah, we can get that still. That looks pretty solid. Sam Merrill over 15.5 PR. I mean, yeah, some of it is because he's been so good recently, but more so often is his matchup against the Jazz. His matchup against the Jazz for Sam Merrill is money. He should be wide open. It's just up to him to convert. He scores 68% of his points from above the break threes. I'm talking about Sam Merrill. That's a number 1 matchup. 68% of his points in a number 1 matchup. Now, 36% of his points come from spot up. That's a number 2 matchup as well. So yeah, just a really good spot here for Sam Merrill. I don't mind this spot. 15.5 PR. They're probably gonna bump that here shortly. But yeah, that's a good spot. Pritchard 28.5 points and assists. If I'm gonna do anything for Pritchard, I just do the points at 22. I wrote that down. I don't mind the Pritchard 22 points. Anything for NFL? No, I don't like doing NFL. I haven't done NFL in a minute. Here and there I'll do NFL, but nothing crazy. Yeah, 22.5 points for Pritchard looks kind of fire. 22.5 points for Pritchard looks kind of money. What are plays up top? We get to 10K likes, I'll talk about it again. We just got to 5K and I talked about it. We get to 10K, I'll talk about it again. So just get to 10K likes. I know. I just don't like talking about it all the time. Kawhi under 32.5 PR. He's questionable, so we just got to wait. But I don't know if I do under PR for Kawhi. Did he get hurt last game? He must have gotten hurt because he only played 31 minutes in a game they won by 6. That Nets game, he only played 28 minutes too. I'm curious how his minutes are going to look. John Collins could be an interesting spot. John Collins has been eating. Yeah, John Collins has been eating. It's not a great matchup for Collins, I guess, for zones. Maybe Zubac is in a better spot. Yeah, Zubac is in a pretty solid spot here. I can see Zubac eating today. They're only 5-point favorites against Charlotte. That's interesting. They're only 5-point favorites against Charlotte. Honestly, yeah, Zubac has a really good spot here today. I'm not going to lie. He played 32 minutes last game. Zubac is in an interesting spot here. He hasn't been doing quite much this season, but Zubac is interesting. Kawhi's matchups are horrible for both stats. What do you mean both stats? What do you mean both stats? Are you saying position stats? I don't look at position. I don't care about positions. Positions are a little bit decent, but like positions are one of the weirdest stats ever to look at. I look at zones, where Kawhi scores, how he's been doing recently, how many minutes, how much volume he's playing, all those things besides position. I mean, position is like, I always use this example. Zion Williamson classified as a power forward compared to, let's say, Royce O'Neal classified as a power forward. 2 completely different players playing the same power forward position. But you're getting a guy that shoots only threes and then a guy that shoots only around the rim. How are you going to classify those 2 players in the same position? It doesn't make sense. Now, some positions make sense. If you're doing like Duren as a center compared to like Zubac as a center. But at that point, you might as well just look at the play types. You might as well look at the zones. Where they score, how they score. Compared to where a team allows points and how a team allows points. Merrill 11.5. I like that. That's a good spot. Stream tomorrow. Yes, I got you, Philip. I'll be streaming tomorrow on TikTok and on YouTube. I'll be back all day, or sorry, not all day, every day this week. Can you check stats instead then? Yeah, for Kawhi, it's a decent spot for Kawhi. I mean, he's questionable, so I don't even know. And it looked like he's kind of limited. I mean, before this, he was playing like 40 minutes a game, and then all of a sudden, last game against the Nets, or 2 games ago against the Nets, he only played 28 minutes, but they won by 16, so they blew him out. I guess they didn't have to play too much, but 28 minutes is kind of low for Kawhi as of recent. And then last game, in a close game where they win by 6, only 6 against the Pistons, he only played 31 minutes. I don't know if he got hurt or not. I didn't watch it. I got to look into it. But, again, he's questionable too, so I probably would just stay away from Kawhi today. 21.5 still good for Najee? Nah, just do the 15.5 points for Najee. It's just extra value. You're getting that. Namias Keita. I don't like Keita. I don't know why a lot of people like Keita today. I mean, it's a solid matchup for Keita, but yeah, I don't really see it. Like 10.5 points. Only more on this line than 36% of games for 10.5 points. I'm actually so confused. Am I missing something for Keita? Yeah, Jaylen Brown is missing, but I don't think that really matters too much. Respectfully, I don't think that matters too much. It matters for Derek White, and it matters for Peyton Pritchard that Jaylen Brown is out. Would you take LeBron for anything today against the Kings? Honestly, a points line for LeBron is not terrible. I feel like points line for LeBron... Yeah, what are we doing? The points line for LeBron at 23.5 has just been amazing without Austin Reeves. Like, are we crazy? The one game that he missed was in a tough matchup against Detroit. Yo, this LeBron points line is just ridiculous. Why did they keep disrespecting him? I don't get it. Especially without Reeves. As that second playmaker, second scorer. 36.5 PRA? Maybe not as good. Yeah, just points at 23.5 for Braun in Sacramento. Yeah, they're 10-point favorites, but he's went over this line. He's averaging 27 points without Austin Reeves this season. Austin Reeves isn't playing again. And he had 24 against the Kings when they won by 24. Yeah, Braun. Why are we disrespecting Braun? That's crazy. 23.5 points. I don't care about the other stats. 23.5 points for Braun looks pretty solid. Even though the PRA line is better based off of expected value, I just think the points line you can't ignore. The points line you really can't ignore with Braun. Yeah, I'd rather just do the points. I think he'll get his points. I like that for points. 23.5. Guys, we get to 10K likes and I'll say it again. What would you take for Sam Merrill? I have written down. It's up to you, whatever you want to take. I have written down 15.5 points and rebounds for Merrill. Neymar 1.5 threes, 43%. I don't care about home and away splits, respectfully. Home and away splits are just like, you're trying to find something that's going to correlate. You have to, in my opinion, I look at zones, I look at play types, where a player scores, how a player scores, not home and away splits. I'm not a huge fan of that. And he's questionable today, so I'm not looking at any questionable players until they get ruled in, ruled out, and we'll see that later. You have time. I mean, those games start in 5 hours, so you got time. Maxi's points. Maxi against the Raptors. I don't mind it. It is a pretty tough matchup for Maxi. And it's a tough matchup for Maxi, but he's won more on this line in 66% of games. For Maxi. But yeah, Paul George and Embiid are questionable, so we got to wait for that. It's not a great matchup, but yeah, he did drop 38 on them in OT, though. Played 40 minutes without Paul George and Embiid. I feel like they play today if they missed yesterday. That's my concern there. It's not an amazing matchup for Maxi, especially his zones again, above the break threes. Bottom 9 matchup where he scores 41% of his points. It's not a great matchup for Maxi. And if you guys want to see how I do my research, literally hop onto YouTube. You can see it. We got 15 viewers on YouTube. That's awesome. That's actually awesome. If someone talks about the plays, if someone types it out, I can pin it. I just don't have the ability to pin it right now if no one's typing it. I can't type it. It just does not let me type it, or I just don't know how to do it. Mar, how's it going, bro? I haven't seen you in a minute. Hope you're doing well. Should I take the over on 26.5 Michael Porter? I'm not going to tell you what to do. I mean, at the end of the day, I'll tell you the stats with Michael Porter Jr. You're saying 26.5? 26.5 this season. He's won more than 55% of games, but no Cam Thomas, no Igor Denim. He's literally going to be the only guy out there, but I'm just going to filter out Cam Thomas. Without Cam Thomas, he's averaging 27 points, 27.1, going more on this line in 53% of games. But this matchup for Michael Porter Jr., especially with his best zones and best play types, are pretty tough against the Mavs. If I'm going to take anyone on the Nets, I'd probably do their centers, their bigs that attack the paint. Nick Claxton and Day'Ron Sharpe. I'm not a huge fan of Michael Porter Jr. here. Just in my opinion, not a huge fan. Danny Wolf could be interesting. Danny Wolf could be very interesting. I think Danny Wolf is going to get a lot of minutes here. Didn't have Porter or Zaire or Dwight Powell, or sorry, Drake Powell last game. I think if you give Danny Wolf suggested minutes, if you just give him 20 minutes, I'm pretty sure he's really good. Danny Wolf 10.5. Let me see if there's anything interesting for Wolf. I'd much rather take him than Michael Porter Jr. respectfully. 15.5 points and rebounds for Wolf is interesting. Yeah, 15.5 points and rebounds for Wolf is interesting. You have no Cam Thomas, no Igor Denim, no Zaire Williams. Very interesting. I think he's going to start. Actually, I don't know if he's going to start. They'll go Michael Porter Jr., they'll go Claxton, they'll go Clowney for sure. Then Trey Mann, and then he might start. I don't even know. That's a big lineup. I don't know if he's going to start. Yeah, I'd probably stay away from Wolf. Porter 20, yeah, I don't mind Porter 20. Con 15, yeah, Con 15 is not bad. It's not a terrible matchup. Pretty decent matchup against the Clippers. I like your content. What's your track report? Looking to leave another Discord because they only look at EV picks. I try to look into a little bit of EV picks, but it's not only strictly on EV. Like, if you're only doing EV, like, you're not getting the actual, like, stats. You're just trying to find the best value. And we do try to find good value, but also combining that with, you know, ball knowledge and these sites that show you where a player scores points, how a player scores points. If you're getting the best value, it just doesn't, I don't know. I don't think it makes sense too much. But track record-wise, you can see the picket here. The picket here, to be transparent, we've been missing the past 3 days. To be transparent, we've been missing the past 3 days. But here's the track record of January if you want to look at it. Gafford under. If Gafford plays, I think he's in a good spot against the Nets, but that's a big if. I just stay away from Gafford. I'm not taking anything for Gafford. If you're looking at Gafford and you're looking at this season, you're like, oh, he's only hit this line in 25% of games. You really have to see without Anthony Davis. It's way different without PJ Washington too. It's actually not terrible, but it's a good matchup against the Nets. 10K, thank you. All right, so if y'all want to listen up on TikTok, we got Najee Marshall. If someone wants to type it, I'll help you out. I mean, I'll pin it. Najee Marshall, more than 20.5 points and rebounds. More than 20.5 points and rebounds for Najee Marshall. And then Nick Claxton, more than 16.5 points and assists for Nick Claxton. 16.5 points and assists for Nick Claxton. If you're on PP, I don't think Najee Marshall is there anymore for 20.5 points and rebounds. In my opinion, don't take the 21.5 points and rebounds. Take the 15.5 points. It's not good value when you take it at 21.5 PR. It's way different. That's a huge difference. You might as well take the 15.5 points. That's a solid spot there. I like 15.5 points or 20.5 points and rebounds for Najee Marshall. That's just my opinion on these plays. That's what I have right here. The rest of my plays that I'm typing down that y'all are helping me with, what I'm going to lock in is all going to be in the premium. Everything's going to be in that first link in my bio. There are 17 free day passes remaining. 17 free day passes to get all my plays today, all the props, all the stats that I'm looking at today. Everything that I end up taking today is going to be in the Discord. What for Claxton? 16.5 points and assists for Claxton. What's the YouTube channel? It's linked in my bio. It's Balonesvida. It should be linked in my bio, I think. Yeah, it should be. But I appreciate you guys hopping on in. Levine for 19.5. I can't believe the Kings won against the Rockets yesterday. That was insane. It wasn't even close, too. They kind of dominated the Rockets, which is crazy. That just shows you anything can happen in the regular season for the NBA, and that's why I don't do ML. Like, this is just gross. Like, look at that. 13 point. They won by 13 against the Rockets, and I'm a Kings fan, so like, I honestly didn't even want them to win. 20.5 on CB, yeah, I take that. I like that. Most of the lines are probably gonna be normal on CB because they have the expected value built in. But no, Zach LaVine 20. I mean, not a huge fan of this spot for Zach LaVine. Yeah, there's no Sabonis. He's been out for a minute. No Keegan Murray too. But even then, like, not a huge fan of this spot. Honestly, interestingly enough, I think Monk could have an interesting game because he just went, like, berserk. Monk had a good game against the Rockets yesterday. He's been more so a part of the rotation in the past 2 games. 19 minutes and 26 minutes. Even then, yeah, I don't really like the spot here for Monk. I don't really like too much for these Kings players. Westbrook could be interesting. But even then, it's not a really good spot here for Westbrook either. Yeah, I don't really like anything for these Kings players. I don't see anything crazy. I don't see anything crazy for these Kings players, especially with Levine healthy too. What team does Najee play for? The Mavs. I mean, but if you're asking about that, I don't know if you should even take the play, respectfully. Do your own due diligence. Just don't come on here and blindly take what I'm talking about. Do your own due diligence. Look into the plays. Look into the stats. Look into the props. At the end of the day, I'm just some random guy talking on TikTok, on YouTube about things that I like, stats. Hey man, I really like John Collins' threes. He's been killing it. I don't mind John Collins' points. I don't know about threes. Because look at this for John Collins. The Hornets allow the fourth least corner threes on the right side and least corner threes on the left side. That's where he gets a lot of his threes. You see that? King Cabano. So it was a better corner three matchup, sure, but it's not an amazing corner three matchup. Yeah, he's been lighting it up. And like any player can, they can shoot very efficiently. Look at this. 100% from 3. 60% from 3. 60% from 3. 100% from 3. 63% from 3. Yeah, I'm not taking that. In my opinion, not a huge fan of that. Not a good matchup, too, against the Hornets. Then why do this? I like talking about props. I like talking about stats. At the end of the day, it's not like you should be able to do your own research, do what you want, instead of just blindly, tailing. Why do you like Najee? Just want your opinion? Yeah, I got you. No Anthony Davis. No PJ Washington. And he gets a good matchup against the Nets, who give a lot of points where he scores his points, and give a lot of how he scores his points, whether it's in transition, in spotting up, which is what 55% of his points come from transition or spotting up. Without Anthony Davis, without PJ Washington, if you're looking at his PR, he's won more in at 20.5. He's averaging 27 PR in his 3 games. Very small sample size. He missed last game. They got blown out by 18 in a good matchup that actually took him, and he didn't have the best shooting day. He actually shot a good amount, just didn't have a good shooting day. So I'm just playing the numbers, playing the volume that he should get without Anthony Davis, without PJ Washington, in a hopefully good matchup where they're 4-point favorites, right? They're 4-point favorites, so if they win by 10, 15, hopefully PJ Washington or Najee Marshall's going more on this line, and he gets a good matchup against the Nets, who give his best zone, where he scores, and how he scores are top 6, basically, and top 4, top 2 matchups. Tyson, I don't like Tyson too much. I think their team is just pretty much healthy. Yeah, not a huge fan of Tyson. Like, two games ago, he's playing 18 minutes, 27 minutes, 25 minutes, 24 minutes. His minutes are all over the place, and a lot of these times, Lonzo Ball's out, Donovan Mitchell's out, Lonzo Ball's out, Jarrett Allen's out, Sam Merrill's out. So, like, now he's playing a game with all these guys healthy. Donovan Mitchell's healthy, Darius Garland's healthy, Mobley, Hunter, Allen, Merrill, Lonzo Ball's playing today. So it's like, I don't think Tyson's going to play that many minutes, or it's a very big toss-up. And then the matchup's good for Tyson, but I don't know. I don't really like this spot here too much. I'd rather take maybe Merrill. They trust Merrill way more. Merrill's been lights out, and he gets the best matchup. I know, he's been really good. It's not just a last 5 play. Merrill's just been money. Merrill is not a bad spot here. It's a really good matchup against the Jazz, too. We get to 15K likes, I'll say it again. We get to 15K likes, I'll say it again. Marketing 20? Is that just a normal line? Laurie Marketing against the Cavs, 20. I guess I don't mind it. It's not a terrible spot. 20? I don't even know what you're getting from that. More on 20 and 82% of games. They're 13-point underdogs. It's not a great matchup against the Cavs. It's not terrible. It's an average matchup, I guess. But it's not, I mean, you're getting a 6-point discount. I don't really like taking stuff like that. Flag, rebounds, and assists. Flags, rebounds, and assists. That is very interesting. Flags, rebounds, and assists. I don't know, without AD and PJ Washington, but last game they started Andrew Nembhard at the 1. With these guys healthy, when they had PJ Washington and Anthony Davis, they played 2 bigs, and they played Cooper Flag at the 1. So I think it just takes away from his assist opportunities. As you saw last game, he only had 2 assists on 5 chances, with Nembhard playing a lot of minutes. And Nembhard's a pass first point guard already. Ryan Nembhard. He's in an interesting assist spot. Ryan Nembhard, oh, it's at 6.5 or 6. Ryan Nembhard's in an interesting assist spot. Oh, but Brandon Williams is questionable too. So yeah, I just wait for Brandon Williams. That's the big one. Their backup point guard, Brandon Williams, is questionable too. Brandon Williams. Yeah, I'd wait. I just wait. I don't really like Flag here. There's some injuries there. But pretty much what I'm trying to say is that I like Najee Marshall the most on the Mavs, and I like Christie. Christie's not bad. I have Collins threes on 2 slips, over 0.5 and over 1.5. I'm just going to hope he can at least knock one down. I'll risk it for the biscuit. Yeah, man. Do your thing. I respect that. I'll be at the game. I'll be at that Clippers game today, so I'll be rooting for you, man. I'll be rooting for you. Michael Porter Jr., 10.5 rebounds and assists. Porter Jr., 10.5 rebounds and assists. 10.5 rebounds and assists for Porter Jr. Honestly, the assists aren't terrible. If you can get assists at 3, I don't really like the rebounds. If you can get assists at 3, which you could probably get on PP, can you get Michael Porter Jr.'s assists at 3? I don't think so, actually. Porter Jr. Shout out to the Clips. Hell yeah. Rebounds and assists for Porter Jr. is actually pretty good expected value. You can't get the assist purely. It's not terrible when he plays a good assist matchup. He did play the Mavs recently, though, and only had 7 rebounds and assists. If I can take assists, I think I'd take it at 3. If I could take an assist at 3, I wouldn't mind it, but I'm not a huge fan of this Porter Jr. 10.5 rebounds and assists isn't terrible. It's a good matchup, too. What's good, greatest? Hope you're doing well, too, man. What's the play above? I'll say it again. Najee Marshall, 20.5 points and rebounds. 20.5 points and rebounds on the more for Najee Marshall, and then 16.5 points and assists on the more for Nick Claxton. You're the GOAT. Appreciate you hopping on in. Appreciate you hopping on in. Hopefully we can do well today. And again, the rest of my plays are going to be in a premium. Literally, I'm going to do more research on things that I've liked, things that I've looked at, and of course, add more things. There are 14 free day passes left, so you can get all my plays today for free. If you just hop into that, I think, first link in my bio. There are 14 free day passes. We got a free section of the premium, and that free section of the premium has been money. I'm not going to lie. Like, I haven't been amazing throughout the past 3 days, but that free section, whatever like I put in the free section just seems to be good. Or whatever Slacks puts in the free section seems good. What is this? Oh, just kidding. Bam missed the other day. John Collins hit. Max Christie. Did Max Christie hit? Yeah, Max Christie hit. Cam Thomas missed. I guess it's not like amazing, but I thought it was way better. But yeah, you can get that all for free in the Discord, linked in my bio. It's a great community too. I've yet to find someone that does your strategy. You really are the GOAT. Appreciate you hopping on in, greatest, man. I mean, people come on here and think that they can just do it, and I respect it. I mean, at the end of the day, anyone can come in here and just talk about stuff. But a lot of what they use is head-to-head. Whenever someone uses head-to-head, that's not within the same year, you already know they're trolling. They're BSing. Because it's never the same team, especially in the NBA nowadays. It's never the same team, never the same strategies, never the same coach. That's the first thing. If they're only relying on positions too, that's BS. That's some crazy stuff too. If you're only relying on positions, like I explained earlier, a power forward like Zion Williamson is not the same power forward as Royce O'Neal. Royce O'Neal shoots like 85% of his shots from threes. Zion Williamson shoots like 80% of his shots around the rim. How are you going to classify those two players as same positions? It's crazy. I had a bad day of NBA this weekend. Me too, man. Me too. It's going to happen. Head-to-head has to be this season, and hopefully in the same scenario or similar scenario. That's why I don't like using head-to-head too much. Similar scenario being the same players playing in the same matchup. If Collins sells my slip for 3-pointers, Made, you warned me. I appreciate you for the intel. Unlucky me, I can't cash it out. I don't think it's terrible. I mean, it's just like that volume that he's getting, John Collins, right? And the corner threes aren't amazing. But anything could happen, right? It's just what I'm showing here on stats based on the whole season is why I don't like it. But if you're taking him pretty much because he's been so good, then sure. But he doesn't shoot that much volume. Context matters. Exactly. Some people will look at a play, like, I don't know, LeBron's points, and then try to justify it after, right? They'll have LeBron points already in their mind that they like, but they'll justify it after based on head-to-head, based on position, all that stuff. It's supposed to be the other way around. You're supposed to look into the matchup, and then you look at what players you like based off that stereotype. Who attacks the rim? Who shoots a lot of threes? Who is good in the pick and roll, right? All that stuff. Kawhi might sit tonight. John Collins used to cheat. Exactly. If Kawhi sits tonight, King Kamano, you're in a good spot, I think. And I'd rather take the points, I think, if Kawhi misses. 'Cause if Kawhi sits tonight, King Kamano, you're in a good spot, I think. And I'd rather take the points, I think, if Kawhi misses. 'Cause if Kawhi misses, I think 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 if K Made that jump on your Discord. Let's see what happens. Hell yeah, hell yeah. Hopefully we have a good day today. We only me myself, I'm Balone in the Discord. I only have one play out so far. I'm gonna drop way more. I'm gonna drop way more once news comes out, once I look into it a little bit more. Rui 8.5. Rui hasn't played in a long time, so I probably wouldn't take Rui here. Rui literally hasn't played. Rui hasn't played in almost 2 weeks. And this is his first game back from injury. I don't know what he injured. I think it was groin or something. Yeah, I'm not taking Rui today. Other players have been playing well in the wake of Rui being out. Laravia, Vanderbilt, all those guys. Ayton double-double against Charlotte. I just have a feeling Ayton is playing against the Kings, unfortunately. And the thing with Ayton's that he's falling out of the rotation too. Yeah, he's starting, but he'll go games against the Bucks where it's a close game. He doesn't get into foul trouble, plays 24 minutes. They're playing Vanderbilt more. They have more of an excuse to play small against the Kings because they don't have a center themselves. So I can see Vanderbilt playing a lot more. But of course, Rui's in too, so it's like the rotation gets a little weird when Rui comes back. I wanted to take Vanderbilt today, but Rui's back, so it's kind of interesting on the rotation. Ayton's rebounds is money. You would think so. And it's a good matchup. It's an amazing matchup against the Kings. It's a really good matchup against the Kings. They allow the second most rebounds to opposing centers. And he's done well head-to-head this season against them too. And I'm saying head-to-head because it's pretty much the same. Same matchup against Maxime Renaud. He hasn't really faced Sabonis yet. I think that was just beginning of the season he faced Sabonis. But yeah. 18 rebounds is not terrible. I don't know. I just can't commit because of the volume. I can't commit yet because he played 24 minutes the last game against the Bucks. Like, you would think he's going to play a lot of minutes there, but yeah, I don't know. I can't trust. I'd rather just take Bron. I'd rather just take Bron here. Scotty Barnes, points and rebounds. Barnes, there's no Barrett today, and possibly no Ingram today. Ingram's questionable too. No Barrett, still no Jakob. Scotty Barnes, points and rebounds, what's it at? 27.5. I mean, without Barrett and without Jakob Poeltl, he does really pretty well. I mean, 50% of the games, 28.5 PR. It's not even great. The matchup against the Sixers is solid. He just faced them. He had a 38 PR, but no Ingram, no Barrett, no Jakob, so that's who we expect. Ingram might come back. It's not an amazing matchup. I don't really like it for Scotty Barnes, to be honest. Maybe just the rebounds. I think rebounds is probably better for Scotty Barnes. At 8 rebounds? 8 rebounds is not terrible for Scotty Barnes. What is that looking like? I don't really like the points too much for Scotty. 8 rebounds. 8 rebounds is not bad. What does this assist look like? The assist matchup, the assist zone is pretty good. Let me see this assist thing. Max this season at 5 assists. At 4.5, he's went over in 60% of games. Scotty Barnes on 5 assists. And now you're giving him a good assist matchup against the Sixers. The assist spot at 5 is not terrible. I don't mind Scotty Barnes' assists. What's his rebounds and assists then? Rebounds at 8. Assists at 5. It should be at 13. It's at 13.5. I don't like that. I like 5 assists. 5 assists is pretty good for Scotty. I'm going to write that down. Scotty Barnes, 5 assists. Put plays in the chat. I can't type here. They'll be in my Discord. It doesn't let me type because when I try to type, it'll do that. Claxton plays. All right. 16.5 points and assists for Claxton on the more. Najee Marshall, 20.5 points and rebounds. And if you guys want to get the rest of my plays that I'm talking about, like all these ones I'm talking about that I'm going to lock in eventually, I love Bron. They're all going to be in the premium. There are 14 free day passes remaining. 14 free day passes remaining. Or you can use, what's the code? What's the code? WIN? W-I-N. I think 70%. Using code WIN. But yeah, if y'all want to see what I'm looking at on a daily basis, hop on over to YouTube. I'm trying to build up my YouTube channel over there. We got 15 viewers on YouTube, which is awesome. That's actually amazing. Hopefully we continue doing that. And I'm trying to like really up my streaming game on YouTube. I can actually show what I'm looking at. I can literally show the play. It's here all day. The play is literally here all day on YouTube. You have a Discord? Yeah, I do. All right. I think I got enough today. I might be live later today, but we'll see. Yeah. So recap of the plays. What's my YouTube? Balonesvida. It should be linked in my bio. It should be linked in my bio in that beacon. It's Balonesvida. You can see it in there. Hopefully you can find it. I'm really trying to grow over there, and I try to drop plays every single day over there too. But you can literally access everything in the Discord. Once you find us in the Discord, you can find all of our socials, everything there. So here's the play. Last time, Najee Marshall more than 20.5 PR. By this point, it's probably been bumped already. Right when I came on live, it was good value. It probably got bumped up to 21.5 by the time, 50 minutes later. And that's what the value we try to get in the premium every single day. Trying to give value, trying to give links so you can go on there and just click on it and hopefully tell if you want to like it. But I took 20.5 points and rebounds for Najee Marshall. If you don't like that, just do the 15.5 points. I don't mind that. 20.5 PR is better, but if you can't get that, take 15.5 points. Nick Claxton, more than 16.5 points and assists. Really good matchup for Nick Claxton against the Mavs, especially with Michael Porter Jr. back. Claxton has an amazing matchup against the Mavs. He has an amazing matchup against the Mavs. 16.5 points and assists. Yes, he's only won over this line in 56% of games this season, but if you give him a matchup that's top 10 in the restricted area, the Mavs are top 2 in the restricted area. He is 10 out of 11 on this line. He's averaging 20.5 points and assists. And he's already done it against the Mavs, too. And I don't know who they had. No Anthony Davis, too, today. No Daniel Gafford, maybe. No P.J. Washington, too. So they're going to be very thin up front. Nick Claxton should have a field day today. And I think that minutes limit is up. He played 27 last game. Played 31 the game before that. So you would think the minutes limit that he was on a couple days ago isn't there anymore. Yeah, Claxton's in a good spot. Claxton's in a good spot. All right, I'm going to hop off for now. Again, the rest of my plays in the premium. Drop me a follow if you're new, but definitely hop on over to YouTube. That's where I'm going to point all my people towards that YouTube. Continue to grow that YouTube. I think that's the end goal with all this stuff. Trying to grow on YouTube. Trying to live stream on YouTube. Show things there every day. And hopefully we can go over there long run. But appreciate you guys hopping on in. Hope you have a wonderful day. I'll be in here, of course, all the time. But YouTube is the way it's at. All right. Appreciate it. Peace out. All right, YouTube. Thanks for hopping on in, guys. We can look at more things, but I'll probably hop off for now. Thanks for hopping on in. Subscribe if you're new. I don't know if you can even find me without subscribing, but appreciate it. Hop on. Peace out.